To find the perfect camera bag, you need to know your needs. For me, it has to have wheels because I carry a lot of gear and I don't want it to go on my back. I have also learned that I really want there to be space for a tripod on the side and a light stand. It has to be easy to travel with because I travel a lot with my camera gear. And in an ideal situation, I also want there to be space for everything I need for a smaller production. So like a one-man band kit, so I don't have to bring multiple bags with me when I am going on a shoot by myself. And after testing multiple different bags over the years, I think I have found the perfect one for my needs. And that is the PGYTECH Rolling Camera Backpack. And when I first saw it pop up online, I thought this looks like just what I need, but I could only find 1 or 2 videos on YouTube, and that's usually where I get my information from. And I think they were sponsored, so you cannot always rely on a sponsorship, even though I think most people, they have good intentions when they do it. And for the price, it's also a bit risky to just buy it without actually knowing if it's gonna fit your needs. But I did it anyway, and it's been a really good journey so far. And I've already used it multiple times here in Copenhagen, where I have my production company, and I've also traveled with it to Sweden and Switzerland a few times. So I feel like I have used it enough to tell if it's good or not. And a full disclaimer, I think it's good, and I will use this video mainly to explain why it's a good decision to use this as your camera bag. And what I hinted at before was that this is not a sponsored video. I did buy this rolling camera bag with my own money, and I have no affiliation with PGYTECH, but I will try to leave an Amazon link in the description. But I just want this video to be really transparent about this backpack. Rolling camera backpack. I will also say from the very beginning that I have not used this as a backpack because I have not had that need. I think if you're in a situation where there's a lot of rocky roads and you need to go far, it's smart to put it on your back. But I haven't had that need yet because usually if I travel, it's somewhere to Switzerland to film watches, and then I stay in the city, and usually it's pretty easy to roll your bag or your luggage, your suitcase in the city. I'm also imagining it's a bit more heavy because it's very rugged, but this video will be highly focused on the rolling aspect and the other features of this backpack. So I think the first place to start is probably the build quality, and I think for the build quality I have almost only good things to say about it. The zippers are really easy to use, the handle is easy to bring up and bring down. I think the wheels are from some roller skates or something, because I've never tried a suitcase that is running ahead of me when I let go of it, like this one does. What I'm trying to say is that the wheels are really good at rolling. I also really like PGYTECH's divider walls compared to other options I've tried, because the other options that I have from Nanik, for instance, the walls are just that much thicker. But for the PGYTECH, the walls seem both soft and slim, so it doesn't take up too much space in between your camera gear, so it feels like you can fit more stuff into it. I mentioned before that the wheels are really nice and they are very good at rolling, so it's very easy to roll with it. But they are also detachable, so if you need it to be a bit more compact, like if you have to bring it on an airplane or something, it's nice that you have the option to detach them. Or for instance, if you want to use it only as a backpack, then you can also detach the wheels and then there are not wheels hanging. It also comes with an option where you can expand it, unzip it, and then it becomes a little bit thicker. If you choose to expand it with this zipper here, you can also use it to carry a gimbal or your jacket or bounce cards that I have used when I go traveling and shooting watches, for instance. And it's a really nice bigger space that you can expand if you have those needs. And also it comes with a bunch of small extra straps, so you can tie up the tripod on the side so it's even more secure to the bag, so it doesn't swivel out like I've tried some other bags. So it's nice that they come with some extra straps from the get-go. It also comes with this extra little pouch that is like a tech pouch, a battery pouch, and it's really good, but I don't really need it or use it because I have different options to store my batteries and SD cards, but I will just quickly show it for the people who might enjoy it. It comes with this little attachment for the bag also, where you can snap it onto so it's secure, and then you can dump this on one side of the bag. And it also has good storage spaces for the cables you need, and specific storage for batteries here, where you can see if they are charged or not. This is really good, but again, I don't want it to take up space on the side of my bag because I find it really valuable for a tripod or a light stand, so I don't really use this. I also want to talk a little bit about the travel experience with this bag, because one thing that is important for me when I travel is that I can bring it with me as a carry-on on a plane, because I don't want to bring my glass and my camera gear as a checked-in bag. Like, that is very common. You shouldn't do that. I've tried now to fly with it, I think 6 times, and I think the size of it is too big for the average flight company, and then it has more to do with how strict they are when you arrive at the airport. When I flew with it on a SAS plane, it was a very small plane, and they asked me to check it in when I arrived at the gate, and then I told them that it's camera gear, and they were really nice, and they just let me bring it onto the plane. But at the same time, if it's a cheaper company like EasyJet here in Europe, they can be very strict with it, and I just recommend, if you travel with your camera gear and it's for work, spend a bit extra on a good company, because they're usually more okay with bringing bigger bags as a carry-on. This is very specific for my needs, but in this bag I can fit what I need for like a 1 to 4 day shoot. Mostly I shoot watches, so it is very niche, but it can fit everything I need for those shoots. Before I had this bag, I used to carry everything on my back, and after a few days of traveling with everything and going back and forward with all the gear on my back really started hurting. So that's why I looked for something with wheels, and after I got this, it has been so easy to travel with all my camera gear, especially when it's warm and it's summer and you don't have to bring your backpack with you. It is so nice to just roll all your gear with you, and then when I arrive at the location, it's easy to just pop it open, set up the things I need to do, and then start shooting. But I do wish it had like a quick access area, like a top compartment where I could store a camera, or like a tiny setup where I wouldn't have to first lay it down, unzip it completely, open it up, and then take out my camera. So that would be a really nice feature to see in a version 2.0. But that's like a small thing that I wish it had, where it has other good things, and I do not know how they would be able to make a top compartment area like that without it compromising the top handle either. So I don't know how they would fix it, but if they could fix it, it would be great. It does have small clips on the sides where you can clip it, so if you unzip it, then it only opens a little bit, and then you can take out your camera. But I also found it that if I do that and I open it a little bit and the camera bag is full, then some of the top things start to fall down a little bit, and then it can become messy. It didn't happen every time, but it happened enough for me to stop using that feature. So that is also something to consider. As I mentioned, specifically for my niche in the watch industry, when I go to a watch fair like Watches and Wonder, Geneva Watch Days, and I think I will go to Dubai Watch Week later this year, this bag is like the best thing, because I can attach the light stand on the side, add a soft diffusion and my key light on it, and then have this entire rolling camera light setup, and that makes taking a picture or a video of a watch so easy in every single lighting condition, because I also have the reflector bounce cards. I guess the best way to describe it is that it's a rolling photo booth that you can bring with you everywhere. And I know it's very niche, but that's how I used it for Watches and Wonder this year, and it was such a game changer, because there were so many of the stands where the lighting inside has these yellow spotlights, and it is so impossible to get a good shot of a watch when that is the only light source you have. So having that rolling photo booth was such a game changer. I think I said that a few times, so sorry if I ramble. Another thing I really enjoy about the design of this bag is actually the handle, because it goes all the way to the sides. So there's of course more space to hold it in whatever position you need. But the main benefit of having it on the sides is that the compartment is actually quite deep. So you can still put your lenses vertical, and that means you can simply fit so much stuff into the bag. If we should talk a little bit about the price and if it's worth the price, I will say it's about $330 from what I can see online at the moment. That is a lot of money for someone who is starting out and trying to build up your camera gear setup, because microphones are expensive, light is expensive, cameras, all the gear is expensive. So storing it in something is both very useful because you want the expensive gear to be safe, but it is also a lot of money extra to spend on the storage in general. If we should talk about who this bag is for and who it is not for, I think if you are in the situation similar to me where you travel with your gear, you are a one-man band and you don't carry many cases with you every time you go on a production, this bag you would enjoy so much. But if you usually do bigger productions where you bring in a bunch of gear from your car or something like that, then this bag might not be as ideal as the Pelican or Nanook, because they're made to be stacked on top of each other. But the PGYTECH has the soft top, so it cannot really be stacked multiple of them. So I would go with the classic Pelican, but I think if you are in that field, you might not be watching this video anyway. So I think that was the end of this video. I can highly recommend this bag, and this video, as I said in the beginning, is not sponsored. So this is my honest opinions. I bought it with my own money, and if you have any further follow-up questions, please put them in the comment section. Thank you.